So if you're constantly trying to find leads and you're paying thousands of dollars for databases such as Apollo, ZoomInfo, Sales Navigator, or other databases out there, I want to show you another way to approach it. The problem is often that these platforms are outdated, they're incomplete, and they're limited to the companies and contacts that you actually need to reach, especially if you're not inside of the software, SaaS, or technical space, which is really what these platforms such as Apollo and ZoomInfo were built for. For example, what we'll be walking through today is if you're a commercial solar installer, most of the contacts you actually need to reach are not going to be on platforms such as Sales Navigator or Apollo. And a lot of your buyers, they're not responsive to meta ads. They're not sitting there scrolling through Facebook, seeing if they should install, solar onto their building. So we'll be running through exactly how you can duplicate this for your company. I'll walk you through a platform that we use to scrape some of our contacts for when we run this outreach. And you can see this is from one of our workspaces that we have live right now, where over the last 120 days, we've been able to generate 347 new leads just from this workspace here. So we'll go ahead. I'll get directly into it. Where you want to go is you want to go to this web page called Apify. This is a scraping platform and tool that you can essentially scrape a multitude of different sites off of the internet. You can come up here to the Apify store and the different actors that they have, but you can see they have scrapers to pull from LinkedIn. And there's a multitude of different actors that you can find in here, such as scraping from YouTube. There's also other, tools in here if you're pulling from, let's say, there's a FINRA one that I can find. So it's really everything like FINRA for broker check. There's a multitude of different categories that you can go after. But what we'll be using in ours today is we're just going to use the Google Maps scraper. And I'll walk you through exactly how you can do this. So let's say that we were a commercial solar company in Central California. So we could say Mariposa County, and you can add multiple search terms to find what you're looking for. So if I was a commercial solar installer in Central California, I'd probably be looking for farms, agriculture businesses, looking for vineyards, especially. So I'll go ahead and add those. So we can do vineyards, we can do farms and ranches. And these are the same search terms that you would be looking for when you go to Google. So if I just went to Google and I wanted to look at vineyards in Mariposa County, this is the information that Apify is going to be pulling from, just to show you an example. So farms and ranches, I could even expand this out to cold storage facilities. So cold storage companies. I also want to hit, let's see, food processors. And I'll also add in hotels. And let's do resorts. Now, this is just me doing it kind of at a high level to show you the example of how you can run through this. And then I will just do 20 for this example. You can add on additional search filters for this as well. So if for whatever reason you wanted to filter by the star rating, you can filter for that. I'm just going to put it on all for us. You can also select if they have a website or not. I always just skip any places that are closed. There's some options to add on additional details as well, or we won't worry about that for right now. And then what we'll go ahead and do is we'll have the company contact enrichment turned on. So this is going to look through their website and look for different contact information that is already on that website, right? Reviews. There's no reason to be filtering for specific reviews or different keywords. We don't need to worry about any images or anything with competitor analysis. You can also further define by search radius. So this one was set to Dallas, Texas, because I think it was the last thing I had, but we can just take that off and then we can add in Mariposa for the county and we'll put California. Now, also here, what I could do is I could just paste a direct URL from my search term or what I'm looking at on Google Maps. So if I was to pull this up, I could just copy this search term directly into Apify, and then it would go and it would be able to pull and scrape all these contacts for the vineyards in Mariposa County. Worry about that. And then the run options, we'll just leave that as is because that's fine for now. And also I can show in additional videos, we run most of our contacts after we scrape them through Apify, through Clay or another enrichment tool to actually find the contact information such as the emails and phone numbers. But I'm going to go ahead and turn on the business leads enrichment just so you can see how it all works inside of Apify. So go ahead, make sure that's all filled out. Like I said, you can just add in your Google Map URL, but I wanted to show you guys just running it with the keywords that you can plug in. So we'll go ahead, you just come down here to save and start, and it will start to run the actor. And you should be able to see as it's working through this, it will start to populate some of the data live as it comes through. And so what's happening right now is Apify is just going to these different search terms that we added for the keyword search. It's populating these, and then it's going to just internally scrape that via the tool. So you can see we already have some results popping up with this looks like a hotel. This is a different campground. This is another like hotel resort. So far, that's what we're looking at so far. More Yosemite locations. So go ahead and let this continue to run. And a lot of these contacts, you would not be able to find these via Apollo, for example. Uh, mountain cabin, campgrounds, ski resort, hotel, outdoor swimming pool, hotel, farm, different ranches. So let's come through. We can actually pull this up and look directly at the contact. So you would be able to add this to your contact list. And then when you come back in here to Apify, you can see that it was able to pull their phone number, but it doesn't look like we were able to get their email. Doesn't look like. Commission emails. Yeah. So we don't have an email for them, but how we would run this type of enrichment is we would be able to plug this into a tool such as Clay and then run an enrichment sequence to look for this contact's email so that we could email them. See, for Foxtail Farm, they actually do have some email addresses listed here that we would be able to actually go clean this list, verify those emails, and then email these people directly. And let's take a look at what their location looks like. Foxtail Farm, so you'd be able to reach out to them and make an offering on, having a conversation about them installing solar due to the fact that they have some available land, right? So this is obviously at a high level for the work that we do within solar companies. I just want to show it to you so you can understand the concept. Maybe you're able to get started on this on your own. Like I said, the website for this is Apify, Apify, and they should be able to give you like $5 worth of credits to start. You can see what I just ran literally cost only 13 cents. And so this is a good way to get started if you're looking to have just some more data. This isn't clean 100%. It's going to need some enrichment, but it's a good way to at least get together a list of who you're looking to go after, where this data is not really available via the other platforms such as Apollo or Sales Navigator or especially ZoomInfo. So hopefully this is helpful. If it was, leave me any comments or questions down below, and I will see you in the next one.